Hello, everybody. Welcome to the fall 2022 section of Music 104 Rock Music History and Appreciation. This is your welcome to week one video. So every week of this semester, you will start off the week with a video like this. And basically what I'll be doing is I'll be providing reminders. I'll be setting context for what you're going to learn about in the week. I'll make any sort of announcements that I need to make. And that randomly questions will pop up that you have to answer. And the questions are always tied to something that I said in the video. So the idea is that you're watching the video, okay? So I'll put a question pop up out right here. Okay, now I try to keep these at a modest length. Some of you may have been in my summer 4-week session where they were long. They were like 25, 30 minutes long. That's because I had to cover 5 modules in a week. With this class is typically 1 to 2 modules a week, so I can make it less. But there's things that we need to go over, things that we need to do. Now, this week is your orientation week. And it's interesting because as we were going through the pandemic and a lot of folks had to deal with Zoom and Canvas and Blackboard and Moodle or all the different things that are out there, there was kind of an assumption that, okay, everybody understands how all this works. But I'm finding that that is not necessarily the case. And there are a lot of students that maybe you had classes, but that were online, but they weren't using Canvas, or you were never taught, or more importantly, your teachers were never taught how to teach online. I was teaching online before the pandemic started, and I was trained on how to teach online, so I know what I'm doing, and there's a whole logic to all of this. And so this week serves a number of roles. By now, you should have gone through the basic Santiago information, all the important facts. Please make sure that you go through and read those things so that you understand what's expected of you, not just from me, but also from the college. For example, particularly in terms of academic honesty and dishonesty, there's college policies and things like that. And then I had a welcome section. Maybe some of you caught it because it actually went live Sunday, so yesterday at 5 p.m. So maybe if you actually had a little time to get into that. Just a reminder, if you're watching this on Monday, I am doing a little open house from 7 to 8 tonight on Zoom through Canvas. I think in the other video I called it ConferZoom, and then I realized that they changed it. So it's like Tech Zoom or something like that. And there's a different name for it. Tech Connect Zoom. I just looked at it. So that's what it is. It's Zoom, right? But it's through here. And so it's not required. You don't have to come to it. It's totally fine. It's just if you have any questions, if there's things you're unsure of, or you just want to say, hey, or you just have, random questions or whatever. So you can, that's Monday night tonight from 7 to 8. Now, if you're watching this after Monday night, it already happened. Okay, so here's the thing about these welcome videos. They open up at 8 a.m. on Monday morning, every Monday morning. There's no announcement, just the module opens up. So I really strongly suggest that you put in your calendar, and if you're not using a calendar, start using a calendar. And there's stuff in this, in the welcome section and others on how to be successful. Please take the time to read all of that's in there, to watch the videos, to learn everything, because they don't just apply to my class necessarily. They're going to apply in the future as well. So one of those things is about how do you schedule? How do you calendar your days? Here's a tip for you. Figure out the rhythm of your day. Now, if you have work or things like that, then that's going to inform a lot of that. But also figure out when you work best. Are you a morning person? Are you a night person? Do you tend to work afternoon and evening shifts? Then utilize your mornings to get your work done. Don't sleep in until you got a half an hour before you got to get to work. Then you come home late and you're like, oh man, I can't believe that I did that. Just find a schedule. So Mondays at 8 a.m., these open up. These assignments are always due on Thursdays at noon, not at the end of the day, at noon. And the reason is that it's important that you get through these, you have enough time to go through the materials, because for your discussion assignments, the answers are always, your post is always due by the end of the day, and it's relating to the materials. So I know a lot of you are probably figuring out, like, how can I do this with the least amount of effort possible? And I get that, and I understand that, but you also want to do the job right, and you want to do it well. Okay? So, yeah, so these are due Thursday, discussions are due Thursday night, and then in general, everything else is due by the end of the day on Sunday. And I only open up modules for the week. I don't open up the whole class. So I move you through. And this is for your benefit and mine, because I need the time to grade, and I don't want to open it up. I hear stories of professors like, oh yeah, I just make everything due at the end of the semester. We have a couple days to turn in grades once a class ends. I'm not going to be spending all those days grading. I'm going to be doing it throughout. Okay, so that is that. So this is an orientation week. You're going to need the book. I know I said that in the short email I sent out, and then the email that I sent out on Friday, and I'm going to say it again. Rock Music Styles, 8th edition. It's in the welcome video. Hopefully you watch that, because there's important information in there. You're going to need the book. And this week it gives you some time to get that, because we're not going to really utilize it this week. So you can get it. Again, my recommendation is that you rent the ebook. So that keep your costs low, and do what you need to do so that you have the book. Okay. But this week you're not going to need it, unless you want to start, looking ahead. I mentioned that in that welcome video, as well as that rock, pop, and soul reader that's, or pop, rock, and soul reader that's behind me. Anyways, so this orientation. So you are going to learn about Canvas and how to get around Canvas and how it works. And there's a video to watch, and there's all sorts of stuff you can do. And it's important that you understand how it all works, especially like in an assignment this week where it's going to ask you to embed a picture of yourself. So, you want to not just link it, you want to embed it. Well, how do you do that? You'll learn, right? All of those things. So you're going to learn about how Canvas works. You're going to learn about Netiquette. Netiquette, internet etiquette, right? If you haven't learned about it before, it's a pretty short thing, but it's common sense. It's basically like, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Be nice. Treat people well. Don't be mean. All that stuff. We call that netiquette. So you're going to learn about, why that's important and how to utilize it and to be mindful. And to me, it's important regardless of what another person, where they come from, what they believe, whatever. We are people. And there needs to be a sort of level of respect and understanding and dignity, and we treat each other fairly with that same level of respect. So if somebody comments on something and then they love a particular artist and you hate that artist, just let it go, right? Or you could say, hey, that's not really an artist I like, but, whatever. There's ways to be cool about it. And in this era that we live in now, where people just have a tendency to be mean, that's not a good thing. So you're going to learn about netiquette. You're going to learn about how to learn and study effectively. And some of you may have been taught about what's called the different learning styles. I'm a visual learner. I'm all that. There's actually not a lot of scientific data to back that up. There are learning preferences that we have, but in terms of actual learning and how that works, there are techniques that you can use to learn. You may be using some of them already, you just didn't know what they were called, and then hopefully you're going to learn some new things, and you're going to be asked about those things as well. So there's some videos, some reading. You're going to learn about how to be successful in online learning, and because it is a different thing. But again, a lot of those things are going to carry over into all your classes, and a lot of it into life as well. And then you're going to learn about nostalgia and the role that it plays in this class for you, and what we call neural nostalgia. And it explains why we like the music that we like, and the movies that we like, and the things that we do. And it has to do with us growing up and the things that we're taking in. So you're going to learn about all of that. And then there's a short video that just talks about song forms. I realize that I don't really go into that a whole lot, and the book doesn't. But when you're listening to songs, what's the difference between a verse and a chorus and a bridge? And so it's going to explain that in kind of a simple way. But it's good to watch, because when you listen to songs, it helps you to understand the structure of the songs, okay? And then you're going to have some assignments. So every module has a quiz. And so you're going to have a quiz on netiquette and neural nostalgia. I keep looking over here because I moved my laptop so I could see it. Your discussion this week is going to be an easy one. It's going to be a meet and greet, and your discussions always have two parts. And unfortunately, the way the Canvas is set up, I can't put both due dates in. But your initial post is always due by the end of the day on Thursday. So you get through the materials. Oh, and by the way, your assignment modules don't open up until Tuesday mornings. And that is so that you can have time to get through the learning materials, and then you still have time for everything. So we're basically gonna have like an all-class meet and greet. So I'll give you a prompt, ask you to post a picture. You're gonna tell us about some music that you like. So you're gonna have that every week. You'll have a class discussion. Every week you will have a reflection observation. So the reflection observation is on a prompt that I will give you. It is generally, most of the time, tied to the materials of that week. Okay, so it's important when you're doing that reflection observation that you've already gone through the materials, because it's going to reference that. I'm going to tell you right now with the reflection observation, I put this in the instructions to copy and paste the prompt at the top when you answer the assignment in Canvas. I do that for your benefit, not for mine, because I consistently will have issues with students that they either misread or misunderstand the assignment. And so it's one last time to put it down in front of you, to read it again, to say, hey, am I actually answering what's being asked? Those reflection observations require, it's a 250 word minimum, and that doesn't count my prompt, okay? So make sure you're keeping track of your words. I recommend, honestly, using Word or something like that. You can write your assignments, set it up, and then paste it into. That way, if some weird tech thing happens, you still have it, and you don't have to rewrite it all over. But also, it's an easy way to keep track of word counts. And then there's a couple of easy extra credit assignments in here. I highly recommend that you do them, because you don't want to be 10 points shy of a letter grade at the end of the class, and then go, oh, I wish I'd have done those assignments, because they close. And then the modules for each week close on Sunday nights at 11:59 p.m. Do not start working at 11:45 p.m. because they lock down, and that's it. You're done. And if you reach out to me and say, hey, can you reopen it? I can't. It's done. It's closed. So really, this is about not procrastinating. It's about learning everything that you can. Once again, I know I said it in the welcome video. If you ever need to reach out to me, if there's ever a question that you have, message me in Canvas. It's better than just emailing me, because it stays in that environment and I see it. Anything that you need to ask, just reach out and I'll help you out. I think that's it. So as you've seen, there have been questions that have popped up with multiple choice. Most of the time they're multiple choice, but sometimes I'll maybe put in a fill in the blank or things like that. But hopefully you've watched all this, you got that, and have a great week and have a great semester. Bye.